Well, welcome back. Let's shift focus to commodities, and you can't really call it a commodity, but maybe you can. It's been called the new gold, but I guess old gold is the new gold. Has been on from 2025. I'm talking about cryptos, right? Manisha is now standing by with what happened with crypto. Of course, when Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Performance in 2025. Manisha really lagged behind. The real gold and precious metals, didn't it?
It did, yes. And Prashant, you have to look at crypto in sense of two halves of this year. There was the first half for crypto, which was very bullish. You had various friendly regulations coming in. Prices were hitting all-time highs. But the second half really turned all of that around. But that happens with crypto. Every 4 years, you do see some profit-taking coming in. And this is pretty cyclical, the way you look at that. So I am also going to talk about crypto in two ways, the positives and then not so positives. When you come about positives here, well, crypto did enter mainstream as we did see it. You saw crypto being added into strategic reserves by various countries. Russia, US are a few to count with. And then you saw corporate treasury allocations come in as well. But in the first half of this year, I was talking to various US companies and they said, you're seen as not progressive enough if you don't have crypto on your balance sheet. So that is what the narrative was going around as well. And then we did see cross-border settlements as well when it came to crypto in this year. So it did come mainstream in various ways there. When you also look at the real-world asset tokenization, that also started to happen. Institutions started to come into the crypto as well as in sense of investors. So it wasn't just the nerds or the enthusiasts or even retail for that matter, but corporates, institutions and governments started talking about crypto. The regulatory policies that we saw come in from various governments also were more on the positive side, whether it was about Korea or Singapore, Russia, Ukraine, various European companies, and then, of course, to top it all, it was US, which continued to talk very, very positive about the crypto markets therein. It also is about the real-world application. So cryptozation or tokenization, real-world asset allocations is what we saw happen in this year on a very, very strong note when it comes to crypto. Add to that the fact that the spot ETFs did very, very well. Well, Bitcoin ETF was first launched in Jan 2024. It has been the most successful last year, and the momentum continued to build in this year as well. With $160 billion of a holding therein and trade, it clearly has been one of the top ones there. The market cap hit a record $4.3 trillion in this year, but that was all about the first half of this year. We also did see US introducing the Genius Act, and the markets are still waiting for a Clarity Act that was supposed to be cleared in the month of December. Doesn't seem to be happening right now, so we will perhaps see it in the first quarter of 2026. Apart from that, as the Genius Act came in, it was the stable coins. While we did see all-time highs for Bitcoin, but stable coins clearly took the cake away with capitalization at around $310 billion. Stable coin is something that almost all countries were talking about. And then if you look at the overall capitalization, that it ran up. The Bitcoin prices hit an all-time high in the month of October at 1,26,000. They're trading at around 87 to 90,000 at this point in time. And that's exactly where the not-so-positives come in, because we did see a very heavy profit-taking come in for Bitcoin there. It has declined nearly 35% from its all-time high in this year. The US Federal Reserve adopted hawkish stance, and that changed on how various asset classes were trading. You saw decline in equities in various countries. There also was money flowing into tangible commodities like gold and silver, and some money that came out of crypto perhaps also went there. A lot of ways that met with crypto were in sense of AI, and we saw money going in there in sense of electrification and in sense of investments as well. And then apart from that, it also has been about markets looking at losing $1 trillion in sense of market cap there. So from 4.3 of a high, we're trading at $3 trillion of a market cap right now. And then it was about US tariffs on China, the rest of the world. That also led to liquidation across asset classes, and crypto perhaps was majorly hit. Now, when you look at the prices therein on how the performance has been for 2025, if I was talking in the month of June, this was all double-digit percentage on the higher side. But right now, we are trading in the negative for most of them. You have Bitcoin, which is down 6.5%. Ether is down 12%. Both of these cryptos have seen all-time highs in this year. Binance is the only one trading in the positive. But look at Cardano, down 58%. The others which hold high in sense of market capitalization, like a Solana, Ripple, are down 11%, and 60 to 70% of a decline is how we are closing 2025 in sense of Polkadot and Avalanche as well.
Okay, so the money moved back to the OG asset class, I guess. Yeah. Gold and silver, it was. Cryptos, maybe for another year. We'll see if 2026 will be that year or not. But Manisha, thank you so much for the roundup.